Hello everyone, my name is Moji. You're watching a Bitcoin bubble news channel. If I look back at all the years I've spent, most of the time I've seen double, triple, or even 30% drops. This one has been 27% in Bitcoin. It fits pretty well into the standard range, and you should think about where the economy is right now because that's what drives cryptography. Things are slowly getting better now, inflation is going down, rates are going to go down, and money is going to come in. Because of this, that's generally a great time for crypto. The wind is now behind you. Bitcoin bubble stands out because it is clear and easy to understand. There's no limit to who can join, no matter how much they know about crypto or how new they are to it. Guess who is watching us now? Robert Kiyosaki is the author of the best-selling book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. We'd also like to use this chance to thank everyone who put their trust in us. We read every message, and the best part, it's not expensive. If you sign up now, you'll get all the new information for free. Stay ahead of the trends instead of just following them. Sign up for Bitcoin Bubble right now and enjoy the new edge. In today's video, Raoul talks about why fears of a recession and market bearishness are overblown. He also talks about why crypto volatility should be used to your benefit and how the business cycle is just starting to turn up again, now that central banks are lowering rates and making money available. What else is going on? Are people using the technology? Are things being built on it? And that's still going on. So when you see news events like the ones of the last few days that are caused by big issues, you usually think they will only last for a short time. If the economy felt a little more fragile and the business cycle was getting old, then you might be afraid. But this is still early in the cycle, so you should expect some volatility. I've always dealt with it by making you look forward to it, which is a Jedi mind trick. When it does happen, you can buy more, and your earnings will grow faster than those of people who do nothing or try to trade around it. You should think of these sales as gifts that make you think, wow, if I can find a little more cash, I can put it into the market. When you use that approach, you tend to do really well over the cycle. Most of the time, not the change in interest rates. Maybe cares a lot. Your rate changes by some amount like 10 basis points to 25 basis points. What it really was the yen moving because you need to pay it back. You're taking out a loan. You start to worry when the yen starts to move around a lot. It got a lot stronger. All of a sudden, the dollar value of the yen you borrowed went up. In this case, everyone lowers their risk. Indeed, the Bank of Japan started to play the currency market because the value of their currency was too low, and they began buying their own money and selling dollars. It was like, oh my God, all of a sudden, yes, I'm getting a cheap pickup and borrow, but the bloody dollar yen is moving 2% a day every single day, and I'm losing a lot of money. At some point, a risk manager at a bank or hedge fund will tell the traders they need to close their accounts or trim their risk. That's what the last 4 days were all about. It was the risk manager tapping someone on the shoulder and telling them, listen up. You're losing money on this side, you need to start taking less risk. That's why all risks, from crypto to the NASDAQ to mining stocks to oil, get hit. However, these don't last long because, the market gets used to the change pretty quickly. A lot of people have lost their jobs. After that, things start to return to normal. I call these macrospasms. They won't last long most of the time. Could it last a week? Could it last 3 or 2? That's possible. 2016 was a lot like 2015. The dollar was really strong. The world economy moved very slowly. Because the dollar was so strong, trade around the world had slowed down. The Japanese then stepped in and changed their currency. Every market went up in flames. The exact same process. But after that, the central banks started to help economies, especially those in China. The time has finally come for them to do it. The Europeans and the UK the last time. I think the Chinese will be the ones to stir this time. They were able to boost because their currency was too weak, and they didn't want to lose control of it. This is why they couldn't cut interest rates or make monetary policy more loose. But since the dollar has lost value, they can do more. In the end, I think it's probably a good thing. Just wait a few weeks, and it should be very good. Crypto users who support Kamala Harris for president, or are at least open to voting for her, have 88 days to make the case that she will be better for crypto policy than Donald Trump, who is running for president as a Republican. After President Joe Biden said he wouldn't run for re-election on July 21st, Harris announced her bid for president. Since then, she hasn't said much about economic problems, including those that could affect the crypto industry. While Clinton is getting ready for events in key states, Trump's campaign said that the Republican nominee would not hold any big rallies until August 22nd, when the Democratic National Convention ends. There is a lot of interest in digital assets right now because the Republican ticket jumped into them so quickly and because no one knows what the Harris-Walz campaign could mean for crypto. Members of Harris's team have already talked about crypto policy with executives at companies. Also, White House staff with experience in the crypto business are reportedly moving to her campaign or political action committees to help her win. Blockchain-based digital assets are not at the top of her campaign's list right now. Shayla Warren, CEO of the Crypto Council for Innovation, told Cointelegraph soon after President Biden's news in July. She knows how important crypto and digital assets are in certain situations, a part that becomes more important if the regulatory system in the United States lets them. Rep. Wiley Nickel of North Carolina said that Democrats were not giving Trump this problem. Representative Nickel, businessman Mark Cuban, and other leaders in the field will be speaking at a virtual town hall on August 14th, put together by the crypto advocates for Harris Group to push the Democratic nominee to come up with a clear policy plan. In the 19 days since Harris's campaign started, polls have shown that she and Trump are tied in battleground states. Many people in the cryptocurrency world also seem to be hedging their bets on the result of the election. The market prediction site Polymarket used to say that Trump was ahead of Biden, but it now says that the race between Harris and the Republican candidate is close. It looks like some crypto companies know about this. During an earnings call on August 1st, Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong said that the exchange was becoming more positive about crypto, no matter what party was in power. He also said that the tone of the conversation had changed. There are a lot of things that cause inflation, but the main ones are housing prices and wages, both of which are going down. That means inflation should go down a lot. Now let me show you something called inflation break-evens. This is where Wall Street thinks inflation will be in a year. It's at 0.63% right now on my Bloomberg screen. In other words, they're pricing in a huge undershoot of inflation. What this means is that rates need to go down a lot. I think they should go down to around 2%, which is also very helpful because this year the US Treasury has to roll over $10 trillion in bills. Right now they're probably 100 to 150 basis points too tight. At 5.5%, it costs a lot to roll it. Not as hard to do at 2%. I think it's a good thing, and the Fed will want to keep rates as low as possible for the next year when they have to pay off all this debt. Bitcoin's price has made a V-shaped rebound on a daily basis from its recent multi-month low below $50,000. This has led analysts to believe that if the price continues to rise, BTC will reach new all-time highs. Bitcoin did have a V-shaped rebound, which is similar to COVID-19. This correction and crash, which were caused by traders selling crypto assets quickly, are similar to that. In a post on August 9th, MN Capital founder Michael Van de Poppe said it was greater than a black swan. In an earlier X post on August 5th, Van de Poppe thought that Bitcoin's recent drop to $49,577 might have marked the bottom of the market before it began a V-shaped rebound back to levels before the crash. A V-shaped recovery is a bullish pattern that happens when the price of an object goes up sharply after going down sharply. When the price goes up to the resistance at the top of the V-shape, which is called the collar, the move is over. I think we'll see a new all-time high in September or October as long as Bitcoin stays above $57,500. A lot of crypto experts have different thoughts.